Hi, Andrew Bell here, and today I'm sharing with you a quick snapshot of the new apartment market because it's such an important component of our city's development and one that I will show you is of serious concern. We know the makeup of people moving to the Gold Coast varies, and as the graph on screen shows, the strongest growth has come from people in age brackets of 30 to 50, followed by those 75 and over. Our actual contingent of people under 30 years of age moving here is not high, and so it's evident that it is the family group, and usually the career-minded family group in the age bracket of 30 to 50, that we are really looking to cater for in our housing needs at present. And that's then followed by the next big group, which is the retirees. What we're seeing is that a high proportion of the 30 to 50-year-olds are people who want to live in central locations. And a high percentage of those are looking for housing. And so no surprise that we're seeing huge growth in property values in suburbs such as Mermaid Beach, Broadbeach Waters, Sorrento, Bundall, Isle of Capri, Surfers Paradise, Paradise Waters and the likes. But we're also seeing a large proportion of these people that are also looking for large upmarket apartments and again wanting to be in central locations. Often that is driven by price, but for others lifestyle choices to be right up by the ocean. And of course, in our second category being retirees over 75, they are almost entirely looking for large and new apartments because they travel a lot and they don't want to be burdened with house maintenance and don't want anything too old. They want simple living. It's this group that we're seeing is having such an impact in the market where up to 25% of all sales in Broadbeach and Surfers Paradise are to people with no mortgage whatsoever, selling out of their expensive homes down south and buying their new apartments on the Gold Coast for cash. So, what's happening on the construction side? Just as a side note, the highest level of migrators to the Gold Coast, so Queenslanders from other parts of our state, they'd make up 29%, followed by people from New South Wales who make up 27%, overseas migration 27%, and then followed by people out of Victoria at just 10%. But that group's growing rapidly. On screen now we see the graph of the delivery of new apartments. When I talk about delivering new apartments, it's the construction levels that we're looking at. The blue bar graph shows what's already completed. And you can see the levels of construction from 2017 through to 2022. As we look at the 2023 year, we can see around 40% of all of the apartments have now been built and completed for this year, whilst the remaining 60% are subject to pre-sales. What we can also see from the bar graph is that 2023 is the highest year of delivering apartments to the marketplace. Looking at the next year, 2024, we see construction levels way down at about 40% below this year's total, and all of those are in construction phase at present. Now as we look at 2025, we see potentially our biggest construction year again. About 45% of the properties are under construction, and almost the same percentage of those properties are subject to pre-sales, and a small percentage are projects that are proposed for construction in that year but have not yet been given the green light. But have a look beyond that, and we see that in 2026 and 27 that there is just nothing in the pipeline, and there's a very clear reason for that. That reason is that pipeline is starting to reduce significantly because of a number of factors that have turned developers away from developing. First up is land cost, which has gone through the roof. Secondly is the developers around the country complain that the approval process through local governments is slow. In fact, the Gold Coast is perhaps one of the best in the country, but delay costs, particularly when you're paying interest, means huge costs to the developer. Next, and undoubtedly the biggest issue of all, is the actual construction cost. No developer can really tie down this number. Whilst actually building materials are starting to come back in cost, the biggest issue is labour and the lack of it. And added to that is the actual cost of that labour if you can get it. What we're really seeing now is a battle between government infrastructure spending and private construction levels. Here in Queensland, we have huge government projects underway, ranging from all the work that's been done in preparation for the Olympic Games in 2032 through to huge road construction projects, the construction of hospitals, schools to meet our growing population. Builders and labourers much prefer doing business with government. They're guaranteed to get paid. They get paid better wages, and for most of them, the conditions are more favourable. And so government infrastructure spending is taking away from the private sector the builders and contractors and labourers that otherwise would have been building commercial properties such as new high-rise buildings. Builders are not prepared to quote for jobs here on the Gold Coast. And there's really only one construction company that is quoting at present. The problem with builders is they just don't know what building costs are going to be and whether they can be sourcing the labour to build. We're hearing every day of builders going belly up purely because they've been caught up with a fixed contract but escalating prices. And no builder wants to put themselves in that position. The battle is not likely to change, and what we really need is to have our federal government put a lot more focus on skilled construction labour coming into the country as part of our migration program. But even if they started heading in that direction, it's years before we're going to see any relief that we truly need. Here on the Gold Coast, we're going to find a real problem in the years ahead to provide the high-rise developments that people are clamouring for. It will slow down our migration and therefore slow down our economic development of our city. Some will say that's a good thing, but for others, prosperity comes from having a healthy economy. No quick fixes on this front, but certainly the problem will be reflected in pricing. So if you think apartments are dear now, then just wait and see what happens over the next couple of years. A quick reminder that we've only got a short time left if you want to be part of the event 2024. The most high profile and iconic marketing program of Gold Coast properties ever held on the Gold Coast each year. January is always our peak visitor season, and it's a time when we see so many people here on the Gold Coast taking the opportunity to find their holiday home or the property they intend to buy to move to here on the Gold Coast in the near future. Or indeed it could be an investment property. No surprise, it's when we find the most number of buyers. So this is a unique opportunity for any seller to be part of the event marketing program. Bookings will be closing in the not too distant future, and we'd hate for you to miss out. Lastly, for all our locals, we are a drop-off point here at our office, level 250 Cavill Avenue in Surfers Paradise, for all those who want to provide a Christmas package for the Salvation Army to distribute to the homeless and to the many families that are doing incredibly tough this year. Non-perishable goods only, such as tin food or packaged food, the items that they're really looking for. You can drop them off at our office anytime Monday to Friday between 9 AM and 5 PM. So we look forward to you adding to the big pool that's already building. Well, we're now officially into the Christmas lead-up period. Try and spread the love. In a world that has got so much negativity at present, let's try and put a smile on one another's faces from a kind word or a kind deed. All the best for now.